And Linda and I will be taking a look at the impact that might have economically on the country. And it is perhaps a salvage point as the economy now seeks to revive from the ruins in a manner that will be able to revamp life into an ailing economy here in the country. And when the Chinese government comes out to dismiss that it will take over the operations of the port in Mombasa County if, say, Nairobi fails to clear its debt. And perhaps it's a story that continues to depress many Kenyans pertaining the uncertainty that surrounds how the economy was handled from 2013 when the debt started to accumulate under President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure and continues to be faulted as a president because it is under his administration that all this borrowing and loans did happen. And despite the fact that the economists and policymakers have been warning against this having consequences, and they are the consequences that we are presently living with.
All right, I think I agree to basically what you have said, and I think that statement by the Chinese government sort of comes as a sigh of relief. But then again, it should call upon us not to be so happy as a people of Kenya. We need to delve deeper and understand what is it that, got us to this particular level. As we speak, I think you've talked about the debts that we have incurred as a country, hundreds of trillions as we speak today. And in my own opinion, Ayub, and I think basically going by what the government has always been saying, that, borrowing really is not bad. There's no country in this world that does not borrow as we speak today. But then again, if we borrow, what are we doing with the funds? I think the funds should be channeled towards ensuring that we get productive use of it. But then again, this has been contrary to what is happening in the country. Well, away from that a bit, I think we come out and take a look at the reports that have been coming out as to the state of the economy in the country as we speak today. World Bank itself has come out with great reports as to the state of the economy in the country, contrary to what every other common Kenyan is, looking at the situation as. So World Bank came out to say that probably the shillings has been stable enough throughout the year, that the inflation has been sort of subdued throughout the year, that 5.7 GDP growth is what we have experienced, contrary to what was there last year that was way low because, of course, of the question of drought and the question of, the political atmosphere that was there back then. And, of course, we've seen tourism proceeds coming in strong. But the big question today is, why is it then that we're crying foul? It is simply because, the metrics of economy is about ensuring that the common mwananchi enjoys the benefit of this, that the economy should come into actually service, or maybe to serve the common mwananchi, which is contrary to what we see today. It is there's that talk that we want to see all the funds and the economy being centralized, simply because this is as a streak of the elite trying to find a way of ensuring that, this economy serves them as opposed to serving the common mwananchi. So even as we get good reports out of the economy throughout the year, is it what we are experiencing on ground? It's totally different, or probably totally a recap of the same as what is happening, in Sudan today. That is the reason why we see Bashir for getting the trouble today, is because the economy has dwindled. The common mwananchi is feeling the pain. Basic commodities, they're not able to access this. Zimbabwe is experiencing the same thing, that even as Mnangagwa is coming into power and, promises that he wants to revamp, goes in to ensure that he raises the taxes. Even as you raise the taxes, what about the common mwananchi, whom should be served by this particular economy, or the monies that they're actually paying in form of tax?
And perhaps what's needed here in the country is a sort of a calm and confident economy that booms. But that, however, is, the opposite end of the script, because the underlying theme is that the government is at the epicenter of all this. And it's faulted for mishandling and mismanaging the economy.
That is
you look at the money
problem.
borrowed and money channeled back into the economy, but was not in the right direction, or channeled in the right direction in the conduit pipe, so that it can be effected in other spheres of the government operation, including infrastructure and other important issues that put or prioritize the welfare of the common mwananchi. However, the fault is that it appears that the common mwananchi in the country is feeling the pinch pack effect. You look at the 16% VAT, in which the government was planning to tax an already taxed commodity and going for the low-lying sense of fruit, according to many. And that, however, has created a sense of a diluted economy. You look at the money borrowed and is not affected well. You look at the consequence or the outcome here, and Kenyans now are bearing the brunt of all that. And perhaps some of the issues that normally which do spark up some sense of protest or anti-government outcomes, is the fact that the economy might not be doing well. The common mwananchi or the wananchi are not feeling well about the conduct of the government with regards to the operation of the economy. And it's that when President Uhuru Kenyatta's government was faulted just after jetting into the country from Washington, D.C., when he met President Donald Trump, he again straight back, flew to Beijing, China, where he attended the FOCAC Africa Summit, where African heads of state, numbering up to 50, were faulted or cautioned against their close dalliance and relationship with China, with no non-interference policy. The African continent, no records for human rights and dignity of the people of the African continent, but are only interested in giving out the money, yet they do not want to interfere in your policies across the country. Unlike the West, or the scenario with the West or the United States of America, where they first of all put you on hold or will question you about the human rights records, where you adhere to the Constitution and whether the rule of law is applied generally across the country. And that's now where we come in as a country. And if we are not going to put our house in order, then the effect is going to be felt across our borders, where we have countries now grouping up to form economic blocks. And if, say, we are not going to be addressing the issues of corruption, we are not going to put our economic house in order, I mean, listen closely to the economic policies and come up with a framework to ensure that we do pay the debt on time, then we can be in for a root shock as a country.
Indeed, I agree. And you see, there's been a scramble for Africa. And I think we've been looked as the best, piece or chunk of meat on the table, or flesh on the table. That's the reason why all these superpowers have been looking to see what is it that they can do with Africa. And, they've always been coming with the talk of, it's a 50-50 basis affair whereby, Africa is bound to benefit. And equally, the West is bound to benefit. And we've seen them having issues, more so, of course, the US versus China. And, definitely we do not want people who come in, because we don't want a scenario whereby it's going to be termed as a neocolonialism, even though indirectly it is more or less the same thing. What has made the Chinese manage, of course, to delve into Africa more is the question that they're actually bringing what we want as a people of Africa. I think we've been arguing in terms of infrastructure and everything, like, okay, US could be saying that probably we should not be so happy when we see Chinese coming our way. But then again, these people are bringing things that we actually want. And like you rightfully put it, they're not involving themselves in our very own, affairs. And I think as a people of Africa, we've been very blind not to sort of sit down and look at this on a deeper look. We've always said that maybe we have lacked that aspect of social contract, whereby, these people come with their very own rules, with their cultures, and they would not change their cultures for anything. And that's the reason why today they probably, outwit us, even as we speak today. I think what's important is that we need to have leaders who have the interests of the people of Africa at heart, because most of these leaders sometimes would even do this for their very own benefits. So what's important is that they should ensure that it's a 50-50 indeed affair, where we'll benefit, and equally, if the Chinese are the ones who are actually bringing in this investment, let them also benefit in a 50-50 basis. But for as long as we're going to take this direction whereby it is them who are going to be calling the shots, and we do not look at a situation whereby we're going to actually benefit as a people of Africa, then we are doomed. You saw what the president of Ghana was able to tell Macron, right on his face, that you people have sort of dragged us or lagged us behind for a long time in the name of, you're coming here to help Africans and all that in the name of aid. I think it is high time that our leaders wake up to the call and realize the importance of this. And most important, as we get this debt, let us ensure that we fight corruption, because corruption is basically what has ailed Kenya, even as we speak today. That as much as we have borrowed, it's all right, we have borrowed within our limit, but then again, where is the accountability of the funds that we have actually borrowed?